After the Battle of New York, Tony Stark is physically fine, but mentally he's broken. Saving the world and going through a wormhole left him with deep anxiety. He can't sleep, keeps having panic attacks, and is constantly afraid another disaster will happen while he's unprepared. To cope, he obsessively builds new Iron Man suits, one after another, barely leaving his workshop. Pepper Potts tries to support him, but Tony's fear and obsession start pushing their relationship to the edge. The movie flashes back to 1999. A younger, arrogant Tony attends a New Year's Eve party and meets Aldrich Killian, an awkward scientist with an idea called Extremis, a program that could help human evolution. Tony mocks him and cruelly tells him to wait on the roof, then forgets about him completely. That moment plants the seed for everything that follows. In the present day, a terrorist known as the Mandarin begins appearing on television. He speaks calmly, threatens the United States, and claims responsibility for deadly explosions. These attacks are linked to Extremis, a treatment that can heal injuries and regrow limbs, but often causes the body to overheat and explode. The public is terrified, and the government seems powerless. Tony, angry and reckless, publicly challenges the Mandarin on live TV and gives out his home address, believing his technology makes him untouchable. This decision almost kills him. That same night, helicopters attack Tony's Malibu mansion with heavy missiles. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and tell me what movie I should do next. The house is completely destroyed. Pepper is injured, and Tony barely survives by escaping in a half-finished suit that has limited power. The damaged suit runs out of energy, forcing Tony to crash in a small town in Tennessee. With most of his tech useless, Tony is forced to rely on his intelligence instead of his armor. He meets a smart, lonely kid named Harley who helps him recharge parts of the suit and gives him a place to stay. As Tony investigates one of the Mandarin's bombings, he discovers something disturbing. The victim wasn't a terrorist, but a failed Extremis test subject who didn't even know he was dangerous. Tony realizes someone is using Extremis to turn desperate people into weapons. His investigation leads him to Aldrich Killian, who has completely transformed himself and now runs Advanced Idea Mechanics. Killian has been manipulating events from the shadows, using fear and terrorism to gain power and control over the government. Without access to his full armor, Tony builds traps and weapons using basic tools, proving his intelligence is his real superpower. Tony tracks the Mandarin to Miami and storms his mansion, expecting a deadly confrontation. Instead, he uncovers the truth. The Mandarin is fake. He's just an actor named Trevor Slattery, hired to play the role and scare the public. The real mastermind behind everything is Killian. The Mandarin was only a distraction to keep attention away from him. Killian captures Tony and reveals his plan. He wants to control Extremis and position himself as the solution to the world's problems. To break Tony emotionally, Killian kidnaps Pepper and injects her with Extremis, knowing Tony cares about her more than anything. Tony barely escapes captivity and finally understands something important. Iron Man isn't the suit, it's the man inside it. He also reconnects with Rhodey, now operating as Iron Patriot, who unknowingly helped Killian under government orders. Together, they uncover Killian's final plan: assassinate the president on live television during a staged rescue. The final battle takes place at a massive shipyard. Tony remotely activates all of his Iron Man suits at once, launching dozens of armors into the sky. The fight becomes total chaos as the suits battle Extremis soldiers in the air, on the ground, and across the cranes and ships. Tony fights without a single suit for much of the battle, using timing, planning, and quick thinking instead of raw power. During the chaos, Pepper falls into the fire and appears to die. Tony completely breaks, believing he's lost her forever. Moments later, the Extremis inside Pepper activates, healing her and giving her enhanced strength. She fights back and ultimately kills Killian herself, ending the threat for good. After the battle, Tony helps stabilize Pepper so she can survive without Extremis killing her. Wanting to finally move forward, Tony destroys all of his Iron Man suits, letting go of his obsession with fear and control. He undergoes surgery to remove the shrapnel from his chest, no longer needing the arc reactor to stay alive. In the end, Tony accepts who he is. The suit was never what made him Iron Man. Even without the armor, the genius, courage, and responsibility remain. Tony Stark moves forward, finally at peace, knowing that Iron Man was never about metal and weapons, but about choice.